Cornette and Mr. Cornette.
You know, David Crockett.
You heard what Jimmy Valiant said?
Yeah, I heard. You know, in the course of the climb to the Midnight Expresses to the World Tag Team Championship, you'd be surprised at the number of goofs and idiots we run across. Jimmy Valiant and Rocky King call themselves street people. You know what I call them? I call them exactly what they are. Trash, low-class people. I don't even like people that work for a living, much less people's business, especially trash like the street people. Roll the tape. Come on.
All right, there you are, Jimmy Valiant.
Jimmy Valiant getting probably the only win he's ever had in professional wrestling. Look at Rocky King. Let me tell you something. If Rocky King keeps sticking his nose in our business, we're going to read him roots backwards, so it's got a happy ending. There I am right up on the apron of the ring right now. There I am trying to... My boys, Rocky just happened to run into a brick wall, you might say. There he goes into the ring post. And the king of the street people, Jimmy Boogie Woogie Man Valiant. He's in the ring right now. Rocky King, he's down on the floor, and Jimmy Valiant's fixed to find out that you don't mess with the Midnight Express. Dennis just tripped there. Jimmy Valiant didn't do nothing. Now we got situation well in hand. And now here I come. You know, I could slap Jimmy Valiant straight in the face just like I did Rocky King, because they're all cowards. They're all scared of me. There, I slapped him in the face right there with an open hand. You see it? Isn't that's poetry in motion, David Crockett. That is the greatest thing that I've ever seen. And let me tell you something, Jimmy Boogie Woogie Man Valiant, Rocky King, and any of your other street people, especially that Big Mama, is that her face or did her neck throw up? That's the ugliest woman I've ever seen in my life. I have never, without doubt. You never know what that woman might do. Look at the king of the street people, Jimmy Valiant, laying on his back right there. And Big Mama, she's been on more street corners than the New York Times. There's no telling what kind of moral record of moral turpitude that woman has. Do you realize that, David Crockett? I wouldn't even want a female like that around me, because there's no telling how many shots of penicillin that you would have to take to cure whatever she has crawling all over. I don't want women like that around me. I have never, without a doubt, seen an uglier woman in my life. Street people is street people. That's all he's talking about is the street and the gutter. You make me sick, Jimmy Valiant. And Rocky King, that little boy you got tucked under your wing there, he makes me sick, too. I've never seen in my life. What's the matter with you, David Crockett? Okay, will you...
Yeah, go ahead.
Now, wait a second. Now, wait. Wait a minute. Now, what
have you ever had a real woman? You're talking that, Jake? Who do you think you are? Messing with my old man, Boogie and Skull Brother Rocky.
Let's go to the ring.
We had, say what? A whole lot of superstars on this stage here tonight. But I want y'all to know one thing. This is my house. And when I say who's
word attack skills and vocabulary too. Cover hits in the disc edition is all brand new. You're through. I'm interplanetary and like Doctor Who. So who?
Fuck your beef, no relief. I step on stage, girls scream like I'm Keith.
Coming back like I left some. Ringtime Pro Wrestling in the building again. Keith and Keisha, say hi to the people.
What up, everybody? Hey! That's all I got for right now.
It is Friday night. It has been like 8 days since we recorded. You guys left you guys with a podcast, so we felt compelled to come out and talk about some of this wrestling. A lot of the news is outside of the ring this week and not inside the ring, but we will still talk about everything that's happened out in the world of professional wrestling. A lot to recap. We will go over this week's Raw. We will talk about, like I said, all the goings on, people who got jobs, people who don't have jobs. We'll glance over ROH Global Wars that took place this weekend in Chicago and the things that happened there. There was a lot of fun developments that happened. And other than that, we'll glance a little NXT. I will also discuss a little bit about how the WWE Cruiserweight tournament is going down this summer, and how will that affect the Super Junior tournament that New Japan does every year. Are they going about the same time? Because generally they invite some of the best cruiserweights in the world to their tournament, and so now WWE is about to do the same thing. Is that going to butt heads? I will let you know. So without further ado, Keish, let's get into Raw of this week. And Jericho opens up with the highlight reel.
The highlight
reel is back. Your thoughts? Let's rock and roll.
Funny. I actually was like, really? I can't lie. I was like, really? Is this really? Okay. Jericho in the highlight reel is always just skeptically ridiculous. Because he's so full of himself. It's so ridiculous. I mean, like, it's just awful. I'll be like, Jericho, seriously, dude? Just why? But I am actually thoroughly excited about the way that they're treating Big Cass right now. I have to say that this shine that he's getting, absolutely incredibly amazing. And I'm glad that they're giving him something positive to do with Enzo Amore being out right now. So he's not just kind of off to the side, stuffed in the back, not really being acknowledged at the time. They're not treating him like he's a wounded animal. So the opening of Raw this week was actually, I thought it was entertaining. Personally, I thought it was very entertaining.
Yeah, here's the thing. I thought they did good with him. Enzo will probably be back next week. He probably just had to clear concussion protocol. They evolved Cass where they kept him in the mix, but he didn't necessarily have to be, he didn't get tied up into anything, right? So the thing with Jericho was something that could pump and dump, but hey, we kept him out there. I think Cass has gotten better on the mic. He's going to have to work individually by himself on the mic from time to time, and so far so good this week. He's going to need some more work.
Yeah.
Because that guy his size is money for the business, right? Like, let's just call it what it is. He's money for the business. And he's going to learn. I think they can fashion him into maybe a cool giant, kind of like a Kevin Nash type. Because when I see him, that's who I think about. I think about Kevin Nash, and I think about the body type. Right. Not quite as jacked as Nash, but still, for the current era, probably about where you would be. Because Corbin doesn't necessarily fit that mold. Corbin's a little slimmer. Corbin kind of reminds me of somebody who, if you could work with him, could be more of an Undertaker Kane kind of work guy with the big man thing. But with Cass, I don't think he's going to have to be that much of a workhorse. Like, I think he's just going to have a handful of moves and just know how to position himself and know how to work the crowd and handle himself. Now, this confrontation with Jericho was on point. Jericho came out looking like the scrawny heel who, who backed down and ran away. Good job. Good job. I think we established the thing. And it still didn't take Jericho off his focus either. Jericho's main focus is still Ambrose. And we still kept that in the mix. What do you think about this kinder, gentler Stephanie McMahon? Like, she is kind of funny this week.
It's skeptical. It's real skeptical. Because one thing I can say with Stephanie and her character, you can't trust it. You cannot trust it. Like, yeah, she might be nice and soft and sweet today. And then, like, next week, she's spitting venom. Like, I don't know how to really take it. I like it, but at the same time, I don't like it. I'm not attaching myself to it because I know, as anybody else that knows and watches this on a regular basis, that in an instant it could flip. But I will say this. I think that this kind of gentler Stephanie is a way to kind of draw shame into, partnering with her, just so that she can possibly at some point turn Shane into another member of the Authority. Like, I really feel like it's a plot as opposed to it just being kind of genuine. I'm sorry. I honestly say that. I'm glad that she's doing what she needs to do in order to help Shane in keeping Raw running and keeping it together and whatnot, but I don't think that it's genuine. I don't. I'm sorry. Like, I look at her and I'm just kind of like, I don't trust it. I just don't.
The thing is, it could be that Shane is gonna turn. I don't know right now. Or maybe the WWF has saw the light and realized that this heel authority figure thing has to die, at least for a little while, right? Right. When I mean a little while, see the difference between my little while and they little while? My little while is like 3 to 4 years. They little while is probably like, 6 months.
About 6 months. That's a little while to them.
Yeah.
So, I like my version of a minute. When I say something, people like, it should go away for about a minute. Yeah, a minute is about a good year or two. Theirs is like literally a minute, like 60 seconds, and then bam, it's back. Like, so, I mean, well, we have to just see, because we don't really. The partnership has to exist for right now. For right now, this partnership between her and Shane has to exist. So, of course, you will want to make it coexist to where everything is. You're running the company, you're running the business, you're running Raw. So you want it to coexist to where it doesn't just bring the house down, which is understandable. It's completely understandable. But, looking at Stephanie, I have to just wonder what if. What if this is a way to get Shane to come to the other side, to the dark side? What if?
Well, right now, the McMahons aren't letting anybody come between them. They are booking this show down the line. They are not letting people play them against each other, and I think that's interesting. I'm happy to see it. Baron Corbin, when we talked about him earlier, he defeated Dolph Ziggler. I hope that's the end of their thing. I think they've had enough matches. I think we kind of get the point with them two.
Right.
Paige defeats Charlotte in a non-title match. There's some shenanigans and trickery, and Flair, who was banned from ringside, came down and then had to get escorted out. And, stuff happens. Sami Zayn defeated The Miz to make the IC title match a fatal 4-way at Extreme Rules, which is kind of funny because I thought we were going to book that anyway. But anyway,
right.
It's a fatal 4-way because what happened was Kevin Owens and Cesaro both had a legitimate claim towards getting a shot at Miz, and then Sami Zayn said, "I want a piece," and he had to earn his shot by facing Miz in a one-on-one match set by the McMahons, and he did that. And Sami Zayn is now going to be in the fatal 4-way, which I think could be the best match at Extreme Rules. Miz, I can't stand Miz, Keish, but I know I'm not supposed to.
All right.
Right? So
exactly.
It's one of those things, like, I can't stand him, but I get it. I'm not supposed to like the Miz. Like, Miz is one guy who I think would be better saw as a manager who wrestles sometimes.
Yeah.
As opposed to a everyday wrestler. Like, I think if you had him, and still, like, he could win a championship sometime or something like that, where he had like 2 bigger guys that he backs, and the prize is to get to him. But every now and then he gets to the ring, he works a match, he wins sometimes, yada. But mainly the thing is that the big payoff is to be able to get to him and for him to end up in a match. And because he can still work well enough and sell well enough where it looks good, but at the end of the day, it's about him getting beat up. which is
Right.
pretty much what everybody wants to see. So let's make people work harder for him to get beat up. And then once he finally gets his comeuppance, it serves a purpose, right?
Right.
Like, I think as a kid, the whole thing was like, hey, who gonna get their hands on Bobby Heenan? And it was really a big deal for somebody to get their hands on Bobby Heenan finally. But it went through so many different steps. You had to fight this bad guy. You had to beat this bad guy. You had to get revenge because this bad guy probably jumped you from behind at some point. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it all kept leading to this thing. Then you fought the second bad guy. And you kept going. And it kept coming to this thing where the end result, the final payoff is, you know, something happened and people go the wrong direction or whatever. And Heenan is standing in that ring, and he gets tapped on that shoulder, and he look over their shoulder, and you start freaking out, and you start running. You know what I mean? That's how you pay that off. But, you know, I digress. Becky Lynch gets bum rushed by Dana Brooke and Emma. So
Yeah.
Dana Brooke has hit the main roster, Keish. Dana Brooke in the building. Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
everybody's excited. Yay.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Do you realize how good women's wrestling is right now?
Oh, it's incredible. I give it
Like-
that. It is incredible.
I was just saying, Dana Brooke and Emma are on the main roster, which I think is a good look for both of them. Emma's back after coming back. Bailey hasn't even came up yet. We got Sasha Banks. We got Becky Lynch. We got Paige. We got Natty. We got Charlotte. You know what I mean? Like, we got it to the point now we run 2 storylines. We ran the main event storyline, which is Charlotte getting ready for a match against Natty. Natty's outside the ring while Charlotte and Paige are fighting. Right?
Right.
Okay. We haven't used Tamina, Naomi, you know what I mean, or something like that during this show. But Becky Lynch is there. She doing her interview. She gets jumped by Dana Brooke and Emma. She's got a full roster.
Yeah.
I got Alicia Fox. I can run this however I want to. I think we're almost to the point where we can do a legitimate tag team and do a legitimate tag team tournament for the women.
Yes, please. Jesus. Sorry, I had to.
Your NXT system is still stocked. Because you got Nia Jax. You got Asuka. You got Tessa Blanchard that came on. My homegirl from the Indies. Tully Blanchard's daughter. The kid is talented. She knows she has a good mean streak in her. Kind of was around her at a fan fest last year for a good portion of the day. Talked to her a couple of times at her booth. Talked to her before she got in the ring and did some stuff. Very talented young lady, right?
Right.
And when I say she has the best of both worlds, her daddy is Tully Blanchard. 4 Horsemen. Pioneer original 4 Horsemen. Her stepdaddy, Magnum TA.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Magnum, Terry Allen married Tully Blanchard's, I think, first ex-wife. Tully been married like 2 or 3 times, right? But I think Magnum married the first ex-wife. So the kids grew up in the house with Magnum. So I'm just saying, like, you get to absorb both of those minds of wrestling. And both of them who've been around it. Because even after Magnum's car accident, he stayed around the wrestling business.
Right.
So, like, you get to absorb all of that. You know what I mean? You get to absorb people who've been hanging around Arn Anderson, Ric Flair. Magnum hung out with Dusty Rhodes. You get to pick all those brains. So she's down in NXT right now. Like I said, the roster's only reloading. And Sarah Del Rey down there training some of the best ladies. You know how I felt about her when she was an active wrestler. So, sky's the limit, man. Like I said, women's wrestling is bananas at this point.
It's greatness. And
To
I
the
love
point.
every second of it.
You know how I
Every-
feel. I think they need their own show. Like, I think we could use a time slot on the network, like an hour, and do strictly women's wrestling. And it don't even have to be a whole live show. What you could do is do a little bit clip montage. Just tell the story of the storylines that's going on throughout the course of the week. Air some matches from, like, you have like a dark match or two that you taped at the live events or whatever, or that you taped at the TV taping.
Right.
Make those a part of the show, whether it's a squash match or whatever, and then just do a couple of interviews and stuff like that. Kind of like a Superstars or Wrestling or something like that, like it did back in the day. But I think you could do that. Or when we do a brand extension, I would maybe say that Raw, I would keep all the ladies on Raw, probably, because Raw has a 3-hour time slot.
Mm-hmm.
And spend at least 4 matches on women's wrestling. 4 of the matches that night. I mean, because I would have, to me, if I was booking a show, I'd have more wrestling. 4 to 3 matches every night would be women, strictly women. And I'd have storylines that's around my tag team belts and my regular title, my world title.
That's
'Cause
how it needs to be.
I think that's sustainable
It
with
is.
this roster. So that happened. We're making Darren Young great again. Did you see the video montage with Darren Young?
He wasn't great already? I mean, I'm just confused, I guess.
No,
I
when I say making him great again, we're making it like Trump make America great again. Like, it looked like a Trump video, but it was Darren Young. His life coach is going to be the legendary Bob Backlund, I guess.
Yeah, I was confused by that whole thing. I was just kind of like, what is this? And why do we have this on TV? What are you doing? And why is Darren Young at the center of it? I don't know. You know how your brain has a fart? Yeah, that's pretty much what happened when I watched it. I had a brain fart. I was just kind of like, what the hell? I didn't know what to make of it, to tell the truth. I was just kind of like confused. Very, very confused. And it wasn't,
Yeah.
because I didn't know how to process it. It was just kind of like, all right, so what are you saying? Like, what is this? Huh? I don't know. I really. You got Bob Backlund involved. I don't know, man. It was just, I was confused. I don't know.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's happening. Sin Cara steals one from Rusev.
Awesome.
With some help with Kalisto. So, basically, Rusev about to be in that Ryback spot. Basically, like, he won the U.S. title #1 contender slot. So you thought, all right, Rusev back. They ain't pissed at him no more. Nah, buddy. They need to prop him up to take these L's that Ryback was going to take.
Right.
But, you know, I this Ryback thing, Keisha, I don't know if that's going to get any better anytime soon. And with other things happening with talent, I don't know if it makes it better or worse. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I don't know if bodies start disappearing. They like, shit, man, we got to get some of these guys back. We need some help. Or,
right.
Which I think is what's happening now, is that we got so many good guys and women. People are like, opportunity.
Exactly.
Like, soon as your ass get knocked out or get in trouble, somebody going up to the office like Vince.
Right.
I know you had a different idea for how this thing was going to work. But, dog, I'm saying, though.
Exactly.
I'm saying, I can be your dude, man.
They got this door and it's open. They're like, opened up. Oh, let me go on right through that real quick. No, I don't know. Because Vince, we know he got the final word. And in my opinion, with the Ryback thing, after, of course, reading his thoughts and statements and considering what's going on, I don't think it's going to get any better, like, right now. Maybe at some point in the future, they might be able to come to some level of a common ground somewhere, but, I mean, I don't know. Like, the thing is, when you make so strong of a statement, it's not for just one reason. And I feel like, of course, we know that his thoughts aren't going to change anytime soon. It's not like he's going to come back next week and just be like, you know what, I didn't mean none of that. My bad. It ain't happening. Like, just put it out there. Let's just throw it out there. It ain't happening. So, yeah. If I was a wrestler anywhere near low roster right now, I would run up in there trying to get an opportunity to, like, hey, you got this little opening in this slot right here. Yeah, let me go on and take that. I take it. I'll prove to you I am the one for the job. I'm telling you. Why not? You'd be crazy if you didn't.
Yeah, I don't get it. I'd be like, yeah, I got it, man. I could be the dude.
Right. Why not? I mean, if you see an opening for a promotion at your job, you ain't gonna just look at it and be like, and walk away. Like, if you feel like you qualified and you got it, you gonna go for it. It's the same thing.
Hey, I ain't gonna front. As soon as word out that somebody got fired, I don't be up there like, yo, man, hey, that's sad Joe got fired. Like, I do before the first few minutes, because I'd be like, so they need a supervisor.
But it's the truth. You can't show me one person that doesn't do that. Like, you can't show me one person that does not do that.
No, there's a lot of people who are above that, Keish. They are above that or whatever. But I'm not. I am petty. Especially if I didn't like you.
Oh, no. I have to honestly say, if I didn't like you, like, the second I find out that you gone, I'm going to be like, oh, really? Say what? Oh, okay. Oh, so they need somebody to take their place. Oh, all right, let me call on over here and let me slide on her. If I don't do it, I will suggest somebody that can. Well, I think such and such is good for that. Yeah, go on over there and put a good word in for yourself. I'm just saying.
I can tell you, as recently as a couple of weeks ago, I wasn't even sure if the dude. I didn't know what happened to the dude. I just looked over where that usually was, and it was cleaned off, and I was like, yo, easy come, easy go.
All right.
I started inquiring. I was like, yo, what happened? They was like, oh, no, he just moved over there. I was like, oh, okay.
Right. That'd be the one time you speak to somebody and ask questions. Hey, so, why is it? I such ain't been here in like a week. Oh, they went on vacation. Oh, okay, cool. Okay.
Okay, yeah, that's all I need to know. Okay, you on vacation. Oh, okay, fair enough.
All right.
Good job. Good luck. Good for him. Glad he has enjoyed the fruits of his labor.
Exactly. We walk away really pissed.
But hey, if I find out he been promoted to customer, then I won't in. But I mean, think about it, man. If you're the WWE, you gotta remember, ain't a lot of TV time.
No.
Even though you would think with 5 hours of broadcast television, plus, like an hour for superstars and an hour for main event on the network and that kind of stuff, they could get you all some screen time. Forget that, man. I told my mama I work for the WWE. I want to be on TV.
Right. Exactly. So, even in that little 5-minute match, hey, that's 5 minutes of exposure TV time. I want to be seen. It's recorded. Somebody can go back and watch this. I want to be I want to be there. I want to be out there. Throw me in front of a camera, please. I'm just saying.
Right. Like, I'm trying to tell people at church that they can turn their TV on to Friday. But phew.
Right.
I need to be on there. But you know, that's neither here or there. We just fool around.
Of course. Hey, if you can't have fun. Personally, wrestling is very entertaining to me anyway, so it's going to be fun regardless. But hey, that's how me and my boyfriend became friends. Talking about wrestling. It is what it is. But,
right.
I mean, I don't know. Going back to what we originally was talking about, Rusev is definitely finna take these L's. And it's going to be hilarious.
Yeah,
it's
I mean, here's the thing.
fun to watch.
League of Nations is on its own. Ryback is gone. So Rusev was taking these L's anyway. But now he's going to take them more on an individual basis. Like, here's the thing. He was going to take them anyway. But it's like, yo, now we got more of a prime time spot for you to take these L's.
Right.
You know, it is what it is. I can deal with that. But with that being said, let's go more into the show. What did you think about the 6-man elimination match?
Here's my honest opinion about that. And I really am trying to be really positive right now with this whole thing, but I understand. Okay, here's the thing. To me, a lot of wrestlers have backup. There's other wrestlers that, of course, they're in their corner. They say they support them, you know, especially if they become like a tag team or they used to be a tag team, you know, something like that. Then they have backup. So I can understand them both having backup, both Reigns and Styles, both having backup. You're going to have that, especially with Reigns, it's family. With Styles, these are friends, like close friends, like through thick and thin, you know? They have loyal backup. Understandable. I get it. I don't want to keep seeing any version of a 6-man tag every week. Like, I'm sorry. I'm starting to see a pattern, and it might be short for right now, but I don't need this to be a trend. The family, it's funny because when I read Raw results on a site, and the way it was listed was a family versus the club. Yeah, this can continue to go on forever, right? Why? Like, personally, you have your feuds, you have your arguments, you have your matches. It happens. Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, yeah, they can go to face the Usos later on, you know, tag team matches and all that. Fine. AJ and Reigns could end this feud 1 minute, start up again at some point. Fine. But if I see a 6-man tag next week, I'm going to scream. Like, seriously. Like, I just don't need this to be going on every week until the pay-per-view. And it's only because eventually these two men are going to have to stand on their own. I mean, let's just be honest. One of the things to me that makes a great match is when, I mean, tag team matches are great. One-on-one matches are great. We're talking about the WWE title here. This is a title match for a singles title. And one of the things I think that's going to make this match great is when it's just them two in the ring. Even though it's at Extreme Rules, and I know that it's going to be shenanigans, and you know their support is going to come jumping out there and helping and doing whatever. I get that, but I wasn't really interested in seeing this elimination match. I mean, that's just me. I really was like, oh God, this again, you know. And it's only because it's a little, to me, it's getting old fast. And I guess it's because AJ and Reigns really didn't have, in my mind, that much to go off of when they started all this in the first place. So it's really nothing for me to invest in, except for the title. And that's it. I'm interested in a title because it's a title match. It's the title. This is the number one belt in it, period. Of course I'm going to be interested. Of course I'm going to want to see this. But it's a lot of getting thrown into this that it's just kind of, to tell the truth, it's not keeping me that interested in these two men going at each other. I need a little bit more than just a 6-man elimination match. It wasn't bad as far as all the physical attributes of the match and everything. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it just wasn't. I wasn't interested from the start. So I'm a little biased as opposed to, you know, how wonderful this was for Raw.
Yeah,
it is what it is.
I think, to your point, I'm not mad that they revisited this because I think the angle involves all 6 people, right? I think the main focus are your 2 competitors for the world title, but I think all 6 competitors have a vested stake. Like it's crew versus crew. That's what it is at this point, right? Crew love, the fam versus the boys, right?
Right.
We're going to ignore the fact that the whole boys jumped one of the other guys before they left the last place they was at, but you know, we all cross storylines between different companies. I will leave that alone.
All right.
But hey, what I would get at is this. Yeah, the WWE has to figure out how to not do something over and over and over and over again, right?
Right.
I got the match set for the pay-per-view. I have those guys. I know who's all involved. I know who got who back, right?
Right.
Those guys don't have to interact with each other every week. You get what I'm saying? Roman and the Usos could have took on the Vaudvillians and somebody else. You know what I mean?
Right.
They could have took on Rusev, Alberto, and Miz. You know what I mean? Whatever. You could have made any kind of weird match for them, right? Flip side, you could do the same thing for a Bullet Club. They could have fought New Day. They could have had a match with, you know, any crew of babyface people.
Right.
With Sin Cara and 2 other jabronis. You know what I mean? It don't really matter. And what you do is they do that. So now, what I'm waiting on for my pay-per-view is still a fresh match. I might have that tag match between both crews. You know what I mean? But I'm going to have that a little bit closer to the pay-per-view. And then those 2 can't interact with each other. Nobody in the circles can interact with each other. Because at the end of the day, I'm selling the main attraction and the main interaction at the pay-per-view.
Right.
And everybody can jump in or whatever at the pay-per-view. That situation should be, you know, taken care of. Last but not least, on the schedule for Raw, the New Day got attacked by the Vaudvillians, of course, with some help from the Dudley Boys. Ambrose and Jericho finish out their thing. And I don't know, any other parting shots and thoughts, Keish?
No, actually, I don't. I mean, rest in peace to Jericho's jacket.
Yeah.
So that thing got destroyed. I thought that was pretty awesome, though.
Jericho loses the most expensive stuff
Yeah, he really does. he really does.
Stuff of his get destroyed. Like I wouldn't spend a lot of money on stuff if I was him because that stuff that always get beat up and destroyed. With that, I'm gonna get up. Vacuum. Nah. We're gonna be. This is our break. I got confused. This is our break. We'll be back on the other side, and we will talk more about some wrestling.
Yay!
All right. Peace.
Right. A very proud American Sergeant Slaughter one-on-one against the Iron Sheik. On that subject, I want to bring in Ayatollah Fred Blassie, along with Tiger Chung Lee. Yes, sir, Mr. Blassie.
I've got Tiger Chung Lee going up against that wetback Mil Moskers, and I guarantee you, this time we're going to unmask that pencil neck geek. And that pencil neck geek that just left, he's just talking about the hallowed houses of the Olympic Auditorium. Well, I know every brick, every stone, every screw in that building. Oh. And here's the man we're all talking about. The Iron Sheik.
You're talking about Olympic Auditorium, Los Angeles. Look at all the medals. I didn't buy it, soldier. I bought the Red Olympic 60 at Mexico City. Now, in the Los Angeles, I'm already getting excited. I'm on the doctor. Bring me down. Los Angeles, California. I promise all the Iranian people, all the Arab people, all the rare American, Los Angeles Olympic Auditorium. I'm already excited. Soldier, I lost something to Hulk Hogan. I'm going to take it from you. خدمت همه شنوندگان ایرانی عزیز که در لس آنجلس زندگی میکنن سلام عرض میکنم. مخصوصا مرتضای تکیه مرتضای تکیه سلیمان خاقانی نوکر همه شما هستم. ایران the Iron Sheik Ayatollah Blassie همه دنیا پهلوانای ایران میشناسه. Soldier, Los Angeles Olympic Auditorium. I bring you down and I'm gonna kick you just like I kicked the lazy camel. Woo! Woo! Belly.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you, it is already working up to a fever pitch for the big one. Coming here to Los Angeles in this Olympic year to the Olympic Auditorium on Saturday night, April the 28th. Remember, Tito Santana return bout with Paul Orndorff for the Intercontinental title. Slaughter to meet the Iron Sheik. Mascaris to go against Chung Lee here at the Olympic Auditorium on April the 28th.
All right. On the flip side, I am back from running the vacuum and on the second side of the show. Hey man, long day. Work take a lot out of me, Keish. It took a lot out of me. Dealing with people, attitudes, dealing with people who don't want to work, dealing with just a lot of stuff, man. A lot of stuff. I would talk about a lot of stuff at work. Like, I don't really mention work on my social media and nothing like that because, first of all, I made the mortal mistake of becoming Facebook friends with people that I worked with. And one lady was a coworker. She ended up becoming like the boss. Matter of fact, she's the boss of my boss. So I can't really get on Facebook.
No.
I don't go off on the Twitters because I don't know who followed who. And I know there's probably some sneaky people at Racetrack who follow me as an egg account. And
right.
Waiting for me to say something crazy. You know what I mean? And I ain't gonna, make no crazy tweets like people on welfare shouldn't eat breakfast. You gotta watch the Carmichael show, man. It's so funny. Man, I heard that. It was on the Carmichael show. I heard that and laughed so hard. I heard that and laughed so hard.
All right, let me nut. You ain't got no damn. They ain't got no damn sense. Who the hell?
But things happen. So, if you hear me say something crazy from time to time in the show, it's because I'm tired, man. It's been a long day, and that's the moral of the story. But Keith, let's get to these birthdays. Like, it was a busy week in wrestling and people having birthdays, and I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know if mothers of wrestlers just be messing around 9 months prior to this time or what. But like today really wasn't a lot going on. Wasn't a lot going on yesterday. I think Billy Kidman had a birthday 2 days ago. William Regal and Tito Santana both share a birthday. That was on that was like Tuesday. But tomorrow or Friday when this show drops, Zack Ryder celebrates a birthday. Mr. Woo 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 turns 31. He shares a birthday with Vader. It's Vader time. Vader turns 61. Vader time. Okay. Dr. Death, Steve Williams, the late Dr. Death, would have been 56 tomorrow. So somebody who probably eventually should hit the Hall of Fame. I'm not sure when that's going to happen. Probably when they do something closer to Texas, Oklahoma, they might, decide to honor the man. Right. Or when they decide to release some, Mid-South footage or videos or something like that. Well, they already did one, so I don't know. Maybe if they do one around WrestleMania, they'll, do something with Dr. Death. Speaking of which, Saturday the 15th. No, I'm sorry, Sunday the 15th. Tomorrow is Saturday. Why do I think today? Because we record. Kevin Von Erich celebrates a birthday. Kevin Von Erich, the last of the Von Erichs will be 59. Well, he is the last of the Von Erichs, actually. Farouk will turn 58. Okay, yeah. He will be turning on Saturday. Ooh, I'm so confused. Yeah, she would turn 8. Sunday. I'm sorry, Sunday. I keep thinking like 2 days from now is Saturday. 2 days from now is Sunday. The 15th is Sunday, Keith.
Yeah, Keith, we're a day late. We are a day late.
We are a day late and $1 short. But so Monday will be the Godfather's birthday. Tuesday, the 17th. It's like 4 birthdays. Do you know? Oh, that's because Dash Wilder celebrates a birthday. Dash will be turning 29. Damn, it's funny because he looks so much older than me. But that's that old territory wrestling. Alex Wright will be turning 41, which seems totally off. But okay. Like, I don't know why Alex Wright should be so much older than that to me. Maybe because he wrestled on Nitro. You know what I mean? Like, something about that just seems like he should be so much older. But also celebrate the birthday. The twin referees, Earl and Dave Hebner, were born on Tuesday, May 17th, on that day in 1949. So that would make them, what was that, 67, Keith? Am I right?
Yeah. No, that sounds about right.
Yeah, maybe 67. Those two guys are known most notably for the $1 Million Man, Andre the Giant, handoff for the world title, screwjob of Hulk Hogan on Saturday night's main event. And maybe somebody, when I was a kid, the way it was sold to me was that the $1 Million Man paid for plastic surgery for Earl to look more like Dave. And it was already twin brothers. And everybody was confused. And
yeah.
They Earl did the shenanigans and cost Hogan the title, and President Jack Tunney had to put the title up in dispute and vacate the title because Andre won and he was the new champ, and he was going to surrender the title to Ted DiBiase. So essentially the $1 Million Man was going to have bought the world title, but they ended up having a tournament at WrestleMania 4, which was run by Randy Savage. But all that has to do is start with the Hebner brothers. Okay. So, yeah, that's it for birthdays, Keish. I'm done doing birthdays. Let's talk news. Because that's the big part of this show, right? Because the title of this show is Future Endeavors. Let's play We Wish You Well on Your Future Endeavors. Because it is a crazy thing. Last Friday, a week ago, WWE did their first annual purge post WrestleMania. Now, I say first annual because guess what? It is generally they do the purge after WrestleMania, but apparently there's going to be a second purge that's going to take place after Extreme Rules. But let's go with the first purge right now that we are talking about. Well, you know what? Before we get to the purge, let's talk about some things that have happened in the wrestling world that I want to cover. And Keisha, you can tell me what you think. And, you know, there's some more news that has came out since we had even wrote these notes. So,
I'm ready.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. All right. So, first things first. Stephanie McMahon says she is sure Chyna will be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame.
Oh, Lord Jesus, help me.
I'm going to say somebody should stab her with a fork. No, I'm just playing. I do not advocate violence towards women. That is not what I meant.
Sorry. I would say excuse me if I find that funny, but nah, I'm not going to do that.
Which also, hey, quiet as kept, gotta be the worst stabbing in the world, right?
Right.
Gotta be the worst stabbing in the world. No stabbing can be good, but I just gotta feel if somebody is dedicated enough to use a fork to stab you, it is going down.
Right.
But, okay, that's neither here nor there. I just think it's kind of tacky. I know people keep asking them about it, which I'm tired of folks asking them about it. And it's kind of like, look, y'all don't care about that lady. Y'all about to put her in the Hall of Fame. Y'all probably going to have somebody induct her who she ain't even like. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I'd be damned if Stephanie or Triple H do the speech for the induction. Oh, man. And y'all probably going to invite her family, which a lot of them she ain't like. It's going to be a big fucking mess, Keisha. Big fucking mess.
It is.
But that's neither here nor there. Her manager, I think, controls her Twitter account now, and I'm probably going to reach out to him sooner than later and see if he wants to jump on to make up for the fact that we never got Chyna on the show. Not make up for it, because we can't make up for it. That's bad words. But just, kind of get a little more insight of what's going on out there in these streets. Because, yeah, she followed me on Twitter.
Yeah.
I was so proud. Yeah, well, I hit her the DM, but she never responded. So maybe the manager will respond. But okay, that's neither here nor there. Bobby Heenan is at home and recovering. Just in case a lot of you guys want to know, he did have a bad fall and he was hurt. But there was a bootleg shitty wrestler website that I will not name by name on this place that had reported Bobby Heenan was dead. And
Lord, help me.
And his wife had to take to the Twitters to let everybody know that Bobby had not passed away. With some cruel and bogus shit to do to wrestling fans, because we are very highly sensitive people and we lose enough of our own to begin with. And Bobby has been having some frail health for maybe the last 10 years.
Right.
So, everybody's been worried about him. So, yeah, that's kind of like jacked up.
It is.
So,
I agree with that one. I hate when people do it. I hate when people do it so much because a lot of people do not double check their sources before they start spewing stuff everywhere. So when that happens, it's like then you start to get like all these rest in peace posts and statuses and reshares and all this other kind of stuff, and than just to find out not even an hour later, like, oh, that's not true. The fact that it's posted in the first place is already just like annoying, and
right.
it is. It's just annoying because it starts a whole flood of reaction to it when it's not necessary because it never happened. And I can't. Like, people need to get their lives together. They do. Like, I'm sorry. Some people really just need to get their lives together and think twice before they do something like that. Because the number one question I always ask is, okay, where the hell did you hear it from to where you're now posting this all over the world? Like, seriously. So, glad he's doing better. Hope he recovers soon.
Okay. Happier note. Oh, no. Here's some funnier note. Chris Daniel was out talking, and we was talking about wrestling and stuff like that. He was in an interview, and he mentioned that, when TNA did the Feast or Fire matches, they actually fired people using that method.
Really?
Yeah, so, like, you got the fired briefcase. There was a lot of people who was actually fired, and that's how they did it. No wonder this company is going straight to hell.
Yeah. Are you kidding me? I did not know that.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So these people were really fired.
Yep,
like, there was really a pink slip in this briefcase that they thought they was just kind of predictably winning, when actually they were picking up their pink slip and walking out. They were giving their pink slip just in the worst way possible.
Who have you seen get fired on that Feast or Fire and come back the next week and wrestle?
That's crazy. So that's how they. I really don't get how you decide to fire somebody like that. You know, like there has to be like the worst thing ever. Wow, that's awful.
So here's some happy stuff. The WWE Network is going to add 6,000 hours of additional content. Right now, it was revealed 2016, the streaming service. They're going to add more by the end of 2016. Over 300 hours of original programming, which means like more Raw, stuff like that. And over 1,500 hours of archival footage, which doesn't add up for the other 4,200 hours. But I digress. They're going to add a lot of hours. Do they have it? Yes. Right? Because here's the thing. They got all of the AWA tapes. They got all the TV tapings that they had in the library. They have all the TV tapings and all the video libraries for Mid-South or most of Mid-South. They got all the video libraries for WCW. So they can run like WCW worldwide for years. Like the Saturday morning shows and like the Saturday evening show they used to come on 605. Which I always wondered, TBS was weird. And they don't do it now, but when I was a kid, everything started on the 05.
Yeah, I never understood that
channel. They're the only channel that did it. Like, so wrestling started 6:05 every Saturday night at 6:05. Man, whoo, that was so cool. 6:05 to 8:05, you can be sitting there watching wrestling.
Right.
And when you was like 14 and didn't have a social life, that was cool.
I guess that was the TBS's way of establishing stuff as a unique channel. We're going to be the only channel that's going to start everything 5 minutes after the fact.
Oh, all the Braves games came on 3:05, 12:05 in the afternoon. Watch the Braves.
Right.
And that's what the Braves. I remember the Braves when the Braves sucked. See, like now, like this Braves losing for you young people, it's kind of new, right? No, I remember when they sucked, and then they got good in like 91. They sucked. Like it was, whoo. But they was on national TV because they had TBS.
Right.
And then they all of a sudden they got good. I remember when Deion Sanders played for the Falcons and the Braves. I remember when Deion out there with his Jerry curl and his gold chain playing baseball. Hey man, life was interesting. But that's that's another stuff. I digress. Like I said, they got a lot of footage though, Keish. Like Vince is the custodian of wrestling history. He can put out so much heat. The thing is, I don't know if you can even watch it all. And I don't understand how the WWE does this. You know how to do the live program where you do the live stream where you just turn it on and it just stream stuff for you?
Right.
Keish, I would have such a schedule.
Yeah.
It would run like a real channel. Because what they do now pisses me off. Like, they'll do an episode of Total Divas, and they'll show that 6 times a day. They'll do the Edge and Christian show, they'll show that 4 times a day. Then they'll pick like one of the Beyond the Rings and show that like 3 times throughout the course of the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or they'll pick a pay-per-view like for 2010, and they'll be like, okay, we're doing the Payback, and we're showing that all day tomorrow and the next day. It's so stupid.
Yeah, they have way too much material for them to constantly keep repeating things in a repetition like that. It's not necessary.
I would take you back in wrestling history. All right. On Monday night, I got Raw, so I wouldn't run things that would compete with Raw. But like on Tuesday night, you know what I'd be running? Monday Night Wars. Like literally, I'd be running Raw and Nitro back to back. Like every episode that they had in those years, right?
Right.
Then what I would do is around time for the pay-per-views to come up. Like, so like let's say in March, they doing all the March shows from like 95, right? There had to be a pay-per-view at some point for one of those companies during that month, right?
Right.
On the week I'm supposed to air that show, the go-home show for the pay-per-view. Hey, man, Tuesday afternoon, I'm airing the pay-per-view. Because I got the pay-per-view.
Right.
And I'm airing. So almost like you could keep up with the timeline of what's happening. So if you want to get stuck in 95, you can get stuck in 95 on Tuesday. You know what I mean? And we'll keep the timeline progressing. Like I wouldn't show the certain things over and over again. I think you just got too much stuff. Like I would have a program schedule set up for them. Like I would have like, hey man, Saturday night at 6:05 we'd be showing WCW. Like the Saturday show. Saturday morning, this is what I would do. At like 9 o'clock in the morning, I'm running Hulk Hogan's Rockin' Wrestling. Because it's a kiddie cartoon, it's PG, so you can run that, right? Just like this Camp WWE, I don't know what made them think they was gonna be South Park. Even though I watched the first episode, I was laughing my ass off. But the humor is very sophomoric and it's very much adult, and I thought they missed the boat on that, right?
Right.
But I would run that, and then I would run Saturday Morning Slam after the Hulk Hogan's Rockin' Wrestling for the new kids, right? Because they have the new people with Saturday Morning Slam. But I'd have the Rockin' Wrestling so the old heads could be like, see, this is what I used to watch. Because that's what I like to do with my kid, right? Plus, Rockin' Wrestling has some out-of-world characters that I think still would translate over today if you watch the cartoon. Flip that over, you run Slam City or whatever it was, you know what I mean, where they do the jobs or whatever. Then, guess what you're doing? I'm doing all the Saturday shows. So like WWE, like whatever Superstars. Hey man, start from whatever you got. 87, 88. You do it because you could do it week by week, and that'll stretch you out.
Exactly.
Right? So at 12, I'm doing Superstars. 1 o'clock, I'm doing the World Class show because I got the World Class tape library. So I'm running a Saturday show. At 2 o'clock, I'm running the AWA Saturday show. At 3 o'clock, I'm running the Mid-South Saturday show. And I'd pack my day out all the way like that, right? And I would try to keep it from the same time period as much as possible. Now, because different territories existed and folded at different times, maybe you don't have nobody for that particular time slot or whatever, or that year. That's fine. Bump the next show up and then show something else in that time slot. They should let me run that network.
hey, you got a great plan for it, and I support it 100%. I mean, I think that's a great way for things to go. And not only that, but I think it'll keep a lot of more people interested in not only keeping the network, but actually joining it. So, I applaud it. I definitely applaud it. Now you got to try and make it happen.
Yeah. So, Triple H signs a multi-year talent contract. So, just understand he is going to wrestle probably a few more years at least. That's all that really means. I mean, that's about it. You know what I mean? Because he's part of the family, part of the company. He wasn't going nowhere. Vince comments on Shane's being back in a conference call to investors. He said Shane has come back as a talent and as a part of an ongoing storyline with Stephanie. He had his son has done extremely well since returning from WrestleMania against Undertaker. He did not indicate how long Shane plans to be featured on programming or if he will assume a new executive role behind the scenes. So that hasn't been ruled out, but for right now, they're just riding the wave. People are really, really happy Shane is back, and they've really been enjoying it, so they kind of just riding the wave.
Yeah, you right about that one.
They're probably afraid that, like, hey, man, they don't want to fuck up the ratings. But, so right now, Shane is just a talent, and like I said, they haven't really figured out if he's going to do anything else. I think he will be probably back in the fold at some point. But, you know, who knows? To each his own.
That is true.
So, on the heels of what we was about to talk about, right? So, did we talk about them cracking down on account sharing last week?
No, I don't remember. I don't remember.
All right. Well, you know, we'll talk about that in a minute. But Vince, in a conference call, said, hey, the roster is probably going to be the largest that it's ever been. You know, Seth Rollins, Randy Orton, Bray Wyatt, and John Cena all will be returning soon. They've also introduced 13 new stars recently and given props to the NXT brand. And over the next 30 days, we'll have more talent than it's ever had before. That is why we're having 2 rounds of releases, right?
Right.
Because the roster's getting bloated. And we're about to talk about those releases that went down Friday. Because it's kind of funny. A lot of people were upset and mad. And this is what I'll say. First of all, I'm not going to fake outrage because I wasn't looking for the people. I wasn't tweeting about where the people was at when they wasn't on TV. Everybody been off TV for a long time. Wade Barrett to me doesn't count in the list of release, even though his name is on the list of the people who got released. I don't really count Wade Barrett in the list of releases, and I say that because we already knew what was happening with Wade.
Right.
Like it was said, hey, dude was not renewing his contract. And that was it. So they took him off TV, and I think they were just waiting for the contract to expire. So we were good on Wade. Alex Riley, I ain't seen Alex Riley in a minute, man. I don't think he ever really quite recovered from his injuries. Santino got released, and Santino was hurt and couldn't wrestle anymore. So they were trying to use him in different roles, but I don't think they really had nothing for him. Also, you only can be paying so many injured guys who can't wrestle to be like ambassadors and stuff like that. And Daniel Bryan kind of need a job. So they're not going to screw that. You know, try to have 2 people or whatever. They'll probably just kind of keep it down to 1. Have 1, you know, that'll work with the marketing team, yada, yada, yada. Cameron, she got released. One half of the Funkadactyls. That was pretty simple, Keith. She didn't fit the new vision of what women's wrestling has became in the company. Hence, she couldn't wrestle.
Right. Let's just get to the bottom of what's really going on.
Yeah, I just think that's what it was. Just that it wasn't for her. So things that happen. I'm trying to think of anybody else name I remember. Zeb Culture got released. We hadn't seen Zeb on TV in a while, and this is what I'll say with Zeb. Zeb to me is missed opportunity. I think the business needs managers, and I think Zeb would have been great with somebody else and mentoring them and helping them out. I think any wrestling company with Dutch Mantel in it is better for having them there. That's just my personal opinion. Damian Sandow is probably the biggest name on the releases that had everybody tripping. I think Damian Sandow was a wasted talent. I think he had a lot of charisma. He had great mic skills. He was a solid enough hand in the ring. I just think the WWF didn't know what to do with him. And I think they never let the reins go loosen at the right time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you. Excuse me. Sorry.
Yeah. But Sandow, I think to me, probably has the most potential to come back. Like I can see Sandow probably hitting the Indies for a minute. I can see her probably working in Evolve. And the thing about working in Evolve, they have that working relationship with the WWE. Then he come back through the NXT system. And I think Sandow can contribute a lot in NXT, working with the younger talents, but also figuring out some kind of gimmick that would get him over and back on the main roster. So I'm not convinced Sandow is going forever. The other people, yeah, I think they're done. Wade Barrett falls under mismanaged. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. Wade Barrett's been totally mismanaged. He should have won when he was with the Nexus. He should have beat John Cena. Every time he got a chance to get over, it's like they screwed him over and yanked him back. So, I mean, that's just where that ends up landing with him. And those was the releases. That's what Friday releases, right? So let's get to Ryback. I think they just waiting for his contract to expire, so he'll be on the next line of releases. I read Christian was released, but he's released from his wrestling contract. He still has a talent contract, and he still works for the company, and he'll still be doing the Edge of Christian show. He also has been effectively retired from in-ring work since 2014 when he had his last concussion. So that kind of, I don't even know why that's been kind of listed as a release. But also, as we go through releases and stuff like that, there's been rumors that Lillian Garcia had been released. But from what I've got out of it, that is not true. That is not true at all, but is somewhat, there's some truth to it. Basically, I had to check with some of my wrestling journalist friends, and basically, she is wrapping up her team with the company coming soon. At least that's what's believed. She wasn't on television, and that kind of caught people attention during that mass, spring cleaning that the WWE has been doing. But she is dealing with some family issues, and she hopes to be back for this coming Raw. But they say they still wishing, WWE hasn't officially responded to that. They say what's going to happen is they won't be renewing her contract, which apparently is just kind of similar to releasing her. So they say she might be off of television until it expires. And in that case, that will, she'll be officially done then. They've been kind of transitioning, going towards JoJo and Eaton Styles a little bit more, or aka Eaton Rose, Cody's wife. So I'm pretty sure that's probably just where they headed right now. And maybe Lillian, just being around so long, her salary might be near that top end, and they might be trying to save a little bread. So I can see how, that may have been a thing for them. But WWE is going to be an interesting place, man, because they're losing a lot of people, and they losing, but they're gaining so many people. If you look at the NXT roster and new signings, I mean, Eric Young just came over. Bobby Roode is probably about to come over soon to NXT. They've signed a bunch of guys. They got guys coming through for this cruiserweight tournament. So they got a lot of bodies. And then, like I said, the main guys are healed up coming back to the main program. You got four top-tier performers coming back. Add that on to the guys who they're like Owens. Apollo Crews been called up from NXT. This is going to be an interesting time. Like I said, they're going to have to do a brand split. SmackDown and Raw have to split up and do their own thing because you're going to need to be able to allot that TV time and that storyline time for those guys. Epico and Primo are coming back. So the tag team division is about to round out to have about 10 or 11 solid teams. Plus your NXT farm system is loaded stock with good teams. So who got guys who are going to be ready to come up at any time? Blake and Murphy, I think, eventually are going to come up. Dash and Dawson are going to come up. American Alpha might stay down for a little while they have the title run, but then they're going to come up. So, I mean, it's so much is going on. So, yeah, the second round of spring cleaning, I fully expect to be interesting. They say even one name that might be in there, somebody people might consider a top guy. So, it'll be interesting to see who comes out of that structure and who comes out of the people who will or will not make it. But yeah, man, they are big on wishing people well on their future endeavors right now. And like I said, Ryback is going to join the list soon. So Ryback and Lillian Garcia are two huge names to me. And it's all speculation with Lillian. Nobody's gave nothing concrete, but from word on the street, I think where there's smoke, there's fire. The WWE hasn't denied anything right now. So, hey, things happen. Just a brief recap. ROH Global Wars was this weekend. Very, very good show. I did not watch it live. I had to watch the replay, and it was very solid. One thing about New Japan and that talent, they are so good, and they restocked. I mean, they've kept on trucking. To think about losing 4 talents as huge as Nakamura, Gallows, and Anderson, who have been your tag team champions for so long and have been a fixture in your tag team division, and AJ Styles was a main event performer. So you lost 2 main eventers and a tag team that was pretty, solid in your company. And now you're trying to figure out how to rebuild and move forward. And they have still been working hard. Now you understand, they still have Okada, which may be one of the top wrestlers, if not the top wrestler in the world. They still got Tanahashi, so he's still hanging around, who both participate in a tag match during Global Wars on opposite side of the tag match. So I'm going down the line, the things I saw, what I liked. I thought the number 1 contender match for the TV title was very solid. I'm not a fan of Cheeseburger, but him and Jushin Liger picked up a win against the Addiction. War Machine defeated the 8 tag team titles against the Briscoes successfully. Naito, the current IWGP World Champion, defeated Kyle O'Reilly in a 12-minute match, which was really, really good. Very, very good. The tag match you talk about with Okada and Moose defeated Tanahashi and Mike Elgin. Very solid match. I was impressed. The ROH TV title was on the line with Bobby Fish challenging Ishii. Good match. The Bullet Club is still in full effect. They won an 8-man tag match against the Machine Guns, Kushida and Matt Sydal. Jay Lethal and Colt Cabana had a very good match that ended in no contest. It was good to see Colt Cabana back in ROH. Also, we found out Adam Cole has joined the Bullet Club. Who knew, right? So, all in all, solid pay-per-view. I was glad to see it. I got to watch some more ROH. We do have a New Japan report that has have to come to you guys sometime in the near future. And we'll be ready for that. So, without that going on, I watched NXT Wednesday. I thought that was a solid TV show. Never disappointed when you see Shinsuke Nakamura handle his business on TV. So, I did that. Other than that, that's it. I think we're going to wrap this show up. For me, as myself, and for Keisha, we will catch you on the other end. And hopefully, you guys have a good weekend. And we will cover this wrestling some more next week. Peace.